Hi there, my name is Johan Oldenkamp, and I was able to solve the riddle in the prophecy of Daniel. In the book of Daniel, he interprets a dream, or he got a vision, and that is very profound, and I'll show the meaning of that in another video that I made. That other video lasts 1.5 hours, and this short video that I'm making now, that you're watching now, is a promotion for that. It's the trailer. I'll switch off my camera, that's no longer necessary. Suppose you would have been on this vessel, this ship, and you had knowledge that it would not reach its destiny, that something would happen along the way. Would you not have had the moral obligation to inform all other passengers about this? And perhaps you went to the captain and then you would find out that the captain was involved in this as well. I'm not going to explain all the details here, but if you have this kind of knowledge about something big that is going to happen, I think it's your moral obligation to inform others about this. And that's what I'm doing. Because I have information on the end times, and that information concerns us all. Or if you would have lived in this day and age of Noah, and there was a possibility to survive the coming flood, would you seize it? Would you seize that opportunity? And what would be the price that would be acceptable for you? Or put it differently, would there be a price too high for this? So what do you think? But now in this day and age, what is the price you want to pay for having knowledge about what is going to happen? And do you want to know how much time is left until the end times will start? How valuable is that information for you? The Mayan people had a prophecy. They say the fourth sun will end and the fifth sun will start. And most people thought it would happen in 2012, including me. But I think it's a little bit later. That will say the spiritual ascension that already started in 2012, but there are also physical things that are going to happen, and that will start very soon. In order to understand what's going on, we need to read very carefully what is written down in the Bible, or in the Tanakh, or any way you want to refer to these old scriptures, because there are many end times prophecies there. For instance, in the Gospel of Luke, there will be great earthquakes, famines, and pestilences in various places, and fearful events, and great signs from heaven. Is this going on right now? Well, I think so, yes. Look at the amount increase in earthquakes from the 17th century, 18th century, 19th century, and it's now through the roof. So yes, it is going on. Famines, well, it depends on your definition what it is. But many people have not enough to eat. They are too poor to buy or to grow food. And what about pestilences? Well, that's just an old word for fatal epidemic diseases. And there are many nowadays. Yeah, we had the avian flu, swine flu, and many others. And what about fearful events? Well, there are many terror attacks nowadays. So is that fearful? Well, I think so. And what about the great signs from heaven? Well, maybe it's referring to the weather. The weather is indeed changing. People talk about climate change. But not only on this planet, it's going on in the whole of our solar system. The space weather is changing. So yes, the signs of nature can we see right now. Yeah, I said before, it depends on your definition. What is famine? What is hunger? Nowadays they use this euphemism, food insecurity. Yeah, it doesn't really matter. But this is going on. Many people do not have enough to eat. And there are signs of society too, mentioned in Matthew chapter 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And the rest is already mentioned in Luke as well. So that's going on. Warfare between nations. It's true. And then shall many be offended. Offended by what is said. We are insulting each other. We're calling each other names. And shall betray one another. That's also going on. Sell out your brother or your sister or your father or your mother or your friends, your neighbors. And shall hate one another. There's a lot of hatred now between religions and ethnic groups and so on. It's all going on right now. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. This is not only true in the mainstream, but also in the so-called alternative media. And I even made a list of all these false prophets because there are indeed many. Because of the increase of wickedness, the love of many shall wax cold. And that's true. The wickedness is indeed increasing in our reality. And the love many used to have is all gone, down the drain. It waxed cold. It became cold. The love is gone. It's no longer a warm love anymore, love from the heart. But he that shall endure until the end, the same shall be saved. So if you're able to endure all the way through the end, then you will be saved. And this gospel, it means the good message, the happy message of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. And then shall the end come. Indeed, this is also going on. So all these signs are there. It is now. But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be, the anointed prince. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. People were ignorant in those days. Well, nowadays many people are very ignorant as well. They have no idea what's going on. The governments know, they have prepared well, but they are not informing you. Hopefully you get the message and you listen to this information I'm giving you, because I'm warning you, the end times are very near. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. Yes, indeed. What happened in the time of Noah will happen again now. Then shall be two in the field. The one shall be taken, the other left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. One shall be taken, the other left. Yeah, you can interpret this taken as taken up, being saved, or taken away. That's an opportunity. But then you can call the other one left behind or left alone. It's up to you how you want to read these words. But what it's saying is not everybody will be saved. One will be saved, the other not. It's up to you if you want to be saved or not. But you should prepare. If you're not prepared, it will come to you like a thief in the night. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. So the times will not be easy for us. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Yeah, people pretend to be godliness, pretend to be worshiping God, but they're not doing it because they deny the power of God. All these people are fake, pretending. And this is going on in our day. Yeah, the priest and the Pope, and you name them all, they pretend to be very godliness. Well, it's not true. They are actually doing the very opposite. Have nothing to do with such people. I don't have to add any words to that. Make sure those people are not in your life because they have a bad influence on you. The time we are living in now is a time of egoism, materialism, and hedonism. Love for yourself, or creating only things that give pleasure to you. Yes, sexuality without love, loveless sexuality. It's going on big time in our day. Yeah, people think it's only about having pleasure, getting an orgasm, and all those things. Well, I don't want to preach too much, but if you don't recognize these three words in our current day and age, then I think you better stop watching. Furthermore, just as they did not think it worthwhile to retain the knowledge of God, so God gave them over to a depraved mind, so that they do what ought not to be done. These people don't think the knowledge of God or the wisdom of God or the science of God, if you like, is worthwhile to retain. And that's why they have no idea about good and bad. And because they don't have that idea, that knowledge, that insight, they have a depraved mind. And they do all the things that are not good or not to be done, but they are still doing it. They are transgressing the 10 Commandments, big time. And that's, of course, going on right now. Woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. People who put the world upside down, who don't have any discernment. Those people are very bad off. The USA Department of Defense is actually the Department of Offense, and it's going on for 65 years now. It's not defense, it's offense. It's the very opposite. Healthcare treatments actually are creating illnesses, and they are degenerating self-healing. So it's not health they are promoting, it's sickness. Protection by the government, well, that's a big joke. It's harassment by the government. War on terror, no, it's terror by war. The world is upside down. The terrorists are the ones who organized all these false flag attacks and the 9/11 false flag attack in special. Money representing value, no, that used to be the case, but the value is gone. It now only represents debt, so it's valueless. Education for stimulating the development and manifestation of talent, well, maybe that was the old idea, but now it's all about brainwashing for the delivery of the preset norm. Actually, it's a very sophisticated way of mind control, our so-called education system. Has nothing to do with all those beautiful talents we all have in order to make it flourish. No. So if you want to learn more about the end times prophecy, then contact me. You can purchase this video for a small amount of money. If you don't have any money to spend, if you're that poor, then you can also contact me and I will happily give it to you for free, because money should not be any reason for not knowing this. So contact me in order for yourself to be prepared what's going on. This is what we find in the book of Daniel, because I think the prophecies of Daniel are the most profound. Yeah, we all know this guy from the lion's den. Hopefully you know that story. But this is also what you find in that same book. But as for you, Daniel, conceal these words and seal up the book until the end of time. Well, that happened because it's actually a riddle. What is written down there is a riddle. But I solved that riddle. And now it's open. It's no longer concealed. We can all know what will happen in the very near future. Because this is also reference to our day and age. Many will go back and forth. That's going on right now. Many people are traveling. Yeah, either in a car or in a train or in a plane. Yeah, we're always on the move nowadays. And knowledge will increase. Yes, indeed. If you look at the knowledge of ICT or IT, information technology, it increased so rapidly you cannot imagine. Only 30 years ago, the world was completely different. So we now all have this knowledge. It's going on really fast. And also thanks to internet. We are learning very quickly now. So is this true for our day and age? Many will go back and forth. Yes. Knowledge will increase. Yes. So this is all going on now. So now the book can be unsealed, so to say. And that's why this prophecy is now open for if you want to receive it, if you're worthy enough to receive it, if you want to pay something for it, because otherwise you're not worth to receive it, in my opinion. How can you predict the future if you do not understand the present? Many people talk about future events, but they don't know what's going on right now. So that's a little bit silly. How can you understand the present if you do not know the past? Well, that's also very silly. Yeah, all those things that happened in the past happen with a reason, and those patterns are still there. So understand the past, then you can deduct what's happening right now, and then you can predict the future. And for that you need knowledge, you need insight. And that knowledge is offered to you by holy science, the science of the whole, which is the wholesome reunion of sane science and sound spirituality. The science that we find at the universities is rather insane. For instance, the so-called evolution theory is actually an evolution belief system, and that's very insane. It's based on nothing. There's no fact supporting it at all. It's just a belief. So get rid of that. And what about spirituality? Well, what we find in the churches and the synagogues and the mosques and so on, all those religions are very unsound because they make you afraid of something and that you will be punished. Well, there is no external punishment. There is only punishment by yourself. If you do not understand the 10 commandments and you don't obey them, then you are punishing yourself. So don't be afraid of the devil or any other thing outside of you. Make sure that you understand it, that you have knowledge. And then you will become a holy man, a man that is one with God, because this is about the union in yourself too. And then you will become healthy of mind and body, healthy of emotion, healthy of perceptions. In the old days, these were two sides of the same coin, but in the 17th century, they were cut apart. And the science was given to the universities and spirituality was given to the religions. Well, that was a very silly thing to do. Holy science brings them back together again because they are one. They should be one. Science without spirituality is dead, and spirituality without science is ungrounded. In order to explain holy science in the full breadth, I developed a video course that consists of 30 parts. Each part lasts about 2 hours. In total, it requires a playing time of 53 hours and 35 minutes if you watch it non-stop. But of course you can stop, you can do your own research, and you can rewind. You can watch any video as many times as you want in order to fully get it. And in the end, you will become a sorcerer, and the sorcerer has a U in its word because it's about creating from the source. You will become a white wizard because they use this knowledge now against us. It's black magic that they use in order to mind control people and to make sure that their agenda will be manifested in this reality. Well, I don't think that's a really good idea. So I want to train as many white wizards as possible. If you want to join me, then please contact me and I will tell you what you can do. On top of those 30 videos, I made a masterclass video. It's called The Logic of the Tarot, because the Tarot is actually the only surviving book that is still present after the destruction of the Library of Alexandria. But it's not a book as you think it is, because most people only see the pictures. But these pictures represent stories, and these stories together form a book, a very powerful book. And that is explained in this first masterclass video. It lasts about 9/4 of an hour. And the second masterclass video, I already mentioned it, is about the end times prophecy. It lasts 1.5 hours, and then you know exactly what Daniel said and what it means. I will give you the exact date in this video of the coming of the anointed prince. I will tell you the exact date of the start of the war and the flood, because it's all there. Read that book again and then you will see it. And I will inform you in this video when the end times are over. And also when people will be saved, from which date on. It's all there. All you need to do is to solve this riddle, which I did. If you want to connect with me, I would really appreciate it, because I think the reason why the powers that should not be are able to control this reality is because they are very well organized. They're very well tied together, and I think we should also get more and more tied together, a better network. So if you want to start following me on YouTube, simply click on subscribe under this video, and any new update will be immediately shown to you. You can also go to LinkedIn and connect with me. You can go to Twitter and start following me, or you can go to Facebook. There's a page friends of mine made, and also there you get updates on my work. For now, I thank you very much for watching this video, and hope it was very informative. Namaste.